Did you say a horse or
I
a
can see
horse?
clearly when you're gone. And I say,
Oh, classic.
Hey, can we never play this song again
Yes.
after 2021? We'll make it the anthem of 2021, and then we'll be done with it.
It's almost done.
It goes on for infinity.
Almost done. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Nothing Yet Live. Sorry.
He forgot his name. That's Jay Tyler.
Yeah.
Side effect of the vaccine. I am your Ms. Parker. And we've got a...
vaccine, you mean? Copious amounts of pot.
I wasn't going to say that.
Okay. It's the last show.
We're perpetually
Christmas
late.
time.
It's the last show of the year.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not the last show of the year. It's the last show in studio
Yes.
with us face to
You
face
want to explain that?
in the same room. Explain what?
How that's going to work?
I believe I did it a couple of segments ago, but I will do it again.
Yeah.
He is going off to Telluride to have adventures and to shoot people with his bow and arrow. And we will continue to do shows. I don't know how many, but we will do shows via Zoom. They won't be live. They will be recordings that are uploaded. But we will continue to be silly and stupid and make dick jokes for you over the Christmas holiday.
And I'll take you on adventures.
Yeah.
You mean crashing?
Crashing on your
On a
snowboard.
snowboard. Yeah, probably a lot of crashing. Wondering if I should invest in some knee pads, some elbow pads.
Oh, I think you should invest in some knee pads, but not
Got
for
a
the
nice
snowboarding.
helmet.
Anyway, we have a story for you that's funny and sad, and it's got some dramatic elements to it that I think are entertaining. Vaccine opponent Robert Kennedy Jr.'s guests reportedly told to get COVID-19 shots. Now,
Okay.
for those of you who don't know, Robert Kennedy Jr. is notoriously anti-vax, and he has a foundation, some children's foundation, that he's making a lot of money for, selling his
Bowflexes.
his pseudoscience, his what?
I said Bowflexes. I don't know. I just threw that out there.
That was random.
It was.
Anyway, I didn't realize this, but Robert Kennedy is married to actress Cheryl
That's right.
Hines.
Who I had no idea who was until 30 seconds before we went on there.
She's famous for being on Curb Your Enthusiasm. But okay, so guests invited to a holiday party at the home of dedicated coronavirus vaccine, not just coronavirus vaccine, all vaccines. Vaccine opponent Robert Kennedy Jr. received invitations instructing them to get vaccinated or tested for COVID-19 before attending, sources told Politico.
Okay.
Kennedy appeared to confirm the report, explaining to Politico that he was unaware of the instructions in the invitations, which he said were handled by his wife, actor Cheryl Hines.
Under the bus.
Yep. Just kicked Cheryl Hines right under the bus for the anti-vaxxers to chew up and spit out and chastise.
I mean, is she a nice person? I don't know.
I think she's cool.
Would you only know her from some TV show?
Well,
You feel like you
Mr.
know her?
Parker kind of was crushing on her, and he doesn't, now that he knows who she's married to, he's a little disgusted, but he liked her.
Talk about spouses throwing each other under the bus.
Yeah, there you go.
She
Huh?
just-
Well, he updated his assessment. He noted that the party was for Hines' Hollywood friends and fellow cast members who apparently like to stay healthy. Well, that's convenient.
What's that
Only
supposed
invite
to-
people who will get vaccinated so that you don't have to.
Get vaccinated?
Well, so you don't have to admit that you got vaccinated. That's probably what it is.
Okay.
I bet he's vaccinated.
That's like some James Bond level fucking villainy. Seems like it'd be easier just to get the vaccine.
Well, he probably did. It
Yeah.
seems like it would be easier just to tell people, look, don't be stupid, follow the science. And I'm not a scientist. So
And of course, they all live in California.
I guess I'm not always the boss at my house, he griped to Politico.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Double time of throwing under the bus.
But not to worry, he assured reporter Daniel Lippman. There was no effort to verify guests' vaccination or test status at the couple's California home last week, Kennedy said.
That's because everybody was already vaccinated, and we already knew that. Well, this guy's a douche.
Kennedy issued a statement to HuffPost Saturday emphasizing that he did not require his guests to be vaccinated to attend the party because he already knew that they were.
RSVP with the resounding negative test result.
I believe that every person has the right to make health decisions free from coercion, threats, or force by governments, employers, and fellow citizens, the statement
Fellow
added.
citizen. Who talks like that? Fellow citizens.
I don't always agree with the decisions of others, of course, but I always support their liberty to decide for themselves. So, Robert, Bobby, Bob, can I call you
Oh,
Bob?
Bobby.
Would you swim in a pool where 500 kids took a piss as long as they stayed on their side of the pool?
No. Okay. I'm not tracking that metaphor. Just kidding.
He's acting like I mean, yes, there is that uncomfortable matter of you not
Dude.
getting a vaccine makes you a liability to society.
Allow me to make this funny.
Okay, go ahead. Because I'm failing miserably.
Pissing in the pool aside.
No, that's funny. Come on.
That was funny.
Okay, let's call it diarrhea in the pool.
So this is a lot to say about nothing that is nothing. Like it's just like,
So you're saying
he's just like, I didn't ask them or ask if they were asked, and I didn't expect them. It's like, dude,
right? It's a lot of negatives in
just
there.
be like, I'd be like, none of your fucking business.
Yeah, were you?
I'm rich.
Yeah, just say,
Peace.
look, hey, did you get a party
See
invitation?
the name Kennedy? Did you see Kennedy on the wall there?
Yeah, and my wife, she's kind of famous. She's a Hollywood famous
See on
person.
the fucking mailbox?
If you didn't get a fucking invitation, then it's none of your fucking business.
Just treat, like, don't try to act like you're one of us, because we know you're not.
Yeah, seriously, you're Kennedy, for Christ's sake. You're American royalty.
Yeah, you're not one of us.
I don't always agree with the decisions of others, of course, but I support their liberty to decide for themselves. Oh, that's very nice of you.
Yeah.
I extend this respect to everyone, including colleagues, friends, and family members.
We feel that the proper role of government is.
I think one of the principles that people just tend to forget about, which is the proper role of government. The proper role of government is to inform the public, but we believe in the United States of America about self-determination.
And the right to say, hey, Robert Kennedy, shut the fuck up, man.
And what's the point of your government
Why is this
reporting to you if you think the government's lying? That's
I love what it says here, though, at the end.
Hines could not be reached for comment. Of course not. Oh, and this is kind of the kicker here for y'all. Kennedy not only relentlessly peddles conspiracy theories about COVID-19 vaccinations, he profits from them. His anti-vaccine group, the Children's Health Defense, it's got an emotional name to it, a major source of vaccine misinformation, raked in $6.8 million last year, according to a major investigation this week by the Associated Press.
I don't know. It seems like a good way to launder money.
Yeah, a good way to dodge taxes.
I'm no expert. You want to switch over to Miss Palin?
Yeah, so,
Do some
and then
man
this
Palin?
cockroach who won't die.
Is she still relevant?
You know what? She reminds me of when I was probably, 14, 15 years old. I'd heard about cockroaches not dying. And so I did a little experiment. We had one in our living room.
Bit the head off of it.
No, I didn't touch it, actually. I was scared of it. But I put a lamp on top of it and then let it sit there for a few days. And then I went back to it 3 days later and removed the lamp, and the roach up and walked away.
Well, that was like forever.
Yeah. So, no food, lamp squashing down on it.
Yeah, they don't mind that.
Just got up and walked away. That's what Sarah Palin is, apparently. Okay, scroll down.
Oh.
I don't want to
Oh, right. I see.
read this here. Okay,
Yeah.
so Sarah Palin will get a vaccine over my dead body. It's been a while since Sarah Palin has headlined a major political confab. Oh, that sounds like a good
I still
Sarah
can't think
Palin
of
word.
Sarah Palin without seeing Lisa Ann.
Lisa Ann.
porn-
Oh,
the
right,
porn star.
right. What with time taken up by her busy reality TV schedule, appearing as she has recently as a psychedelic teddy bear on The Masked Singer. Have you seen that?
No,
Oh, when the show's over.
no,
Yeah, you got to see it.
she can't make me. You guys can't let her make me do it. Let me.
Well, you know where we are. Come find me and try to stop me because I've got access to all these supercomputers here. But this weekend, the former GOP vice presidential candidate and Alaska governor, I guess she gets the title forever, graced the stage of the Turning Point USA AmeriFest 2021 conference in Phoenix.
AmeriFest.
AmeriFest 2021.
AmeriFest.
Now a
Oh,
grand
America
dame.
Fest.
She's now a grand dame of the MAGA world. Palin, or she would say, a grand dame of the MAGA world.
Well, Miss Boebert, I was packing heat.
Pull my finger, Miss Boebert. Palin treated the gathered conservative youth to her inimical political commentary and media bashing, while reminding us that the blazing idiocy on display in the Republican Party these days did not start with Donald Trump.
No, it goes way back.
Okay, scroll up. It's chatting on stage with Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk. Oh no, there's a name.
Who's that again?
He's
that's Turning Point. That's right. Never mind. Sorry.
about the pandemic and vaccine mandates. Palin said if she had to get a vaccine, it will be over my dead body.
Ugh.
So in other words, you have to kill her in order for her to get a vaccination. That's the
She's already vaccinated.
takeaway there.
And all of her savage brood.
Palin's
I'm sure are all
unintentionally
vaccinated.
tone deaf and
Or in
somewhat
jail.
what?
Nothing.
Hilarious comment about the vaccine, which has, of course, prevented the deaths of many people around the world, marked a significant change from her comments in late March this year when Palin, her daughter, and 12-year-old son Trig, who has Down syndrome.
I'm assuming he's named after a math.
He's probably named after the trisomy that he has, trisomy 21. It's a 3. He has 3 chromosomes instead of 2 on the 21st pair. So that's probably why they named him Trig.
I thought it was like short for trigger.
Oh, well, maybe so. It is a Palin after all. After suffering through the illness, they all contracted COVID-19. And after suffering through the illness, she urged people to take the virus seriously and to wear masks. I view wearing that cumbersome mask indoors in a crowd as not only allowing the newfound luxury of being incognito, but trust it's better than doing nothing to slow the spread, Palin told People at the time, noting that her father had just gotten his second vaccine dose. I'm more concerned about him and his peers and this beautiful older generation's health and quality of life should be a national focus and priority, she said.
That's good.
But these days, not even Donald Trump can tell conservatives to get
Right.
vaccinated without getting
That's right.
booed.
Yep.
Palin dutifully towed the line with Kirk when she spoke before the crowd of thousands, probably under-vaccinated young people not wearing masks, urging the kids to stiffen your spine to resist mandates. There is an empowerment in a group like this where we can kind of feed off of each other and be really strong and spread that virus amongst us. Palin joined an all-star conference lineup of some of the dumbest people in American politics who've been who have her trailblazing career to thank for theirs, including Donald Trump Jr., Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene, and Rep. Lauren Boebert. I'm not vaccinated, Greene told the Turning Point crowd. And they're going to have a hell of a time if they want to hold me down and give me a vaccine.
Okay, so Palin throwing her hat back in the ring.
Like I said, the cockroach that just won't die.
This reminds me of this. I was listening to this thing about the worst thing ever shown on TV.
Oh,
wasn't
that
Sarah
would be
Palin.
that would be Sarah
It was
Palin
about the Star Wars.
in the psychedelic
It was about,
bear costume.
it was about the Star Wars thing, right? The Star Wars Christmas special, which is legendarily the worst thing ever aired on television.
I have not had the pleasure. I'll tell you what, I will watch that.
Oh shit! Okay.
You want me to watch that?
Oh, I'll
Okay,
watch it
then
with you.
okay. And I will make you watch the Sarah Palin on The
But
Masked Singer.
Sarah Palin is like it's like so what it was known for was that they tried to do this sort of like vaudevillian style variety show wrapped around this like Star Wars premise. No. They were dying. Like these variety shows were dying. They were all getting canceled. For some reason they thought they could like capitalize on that. Well,
Wait,
Sarah
when was
Palin,
this?
you're the dying variety show is the point that I'm making. Sarah Palin, she's just like, oh, look at these young women, MTG and Lauren Boebert. Basically, they're like, she's like, damn, if I wish I'd known I could have lied that much. Like Sarah Palin's like, when Sarah Palin,
She did lie that
Sarah
much.
Palin is looking at MTG and Boebert going like, settle down, honey.
Well, I've always said it started with Dan Quayle. That was kind of the
He did his job well.
he terraformed the country into
Well, he was
accepting
there to take a lot of heat too.
Well, he was assassination insurance, and he was also to embolden the stupid a little bit, and then that kind of warmed the waters for Bush Jr. to get 2 terms.
2 terms.
And then the dumbing down
That's what a
wasn't
war
quite
does.
complete.
No, Bush had people brainwashed into thinking, especially in the middle states like Colorado back then. It was like you regularly heard people say things like, you don't change coaches in the middle of the big game, referring to the wars,
Mhm.
the post 9/11 years, right? So in 2004, that you heard that rhetoric a lot.
Oh yeah, you did.
It was like,
9/11.
We got to revote
He
him in.
owes
Like
he
you can't
owes
change.
he owes his second term to 9/11.
Exactly.
I don't think he.
And more.
Yeah.
More war. More.
Basically,
It's a war.
the people bought into the idea that Kerry was going to get us all killed.
Colorado was a very different place in 2000 than it
California
was
was
in, like,
too.
2004.
There was a
2008.
time when nobody would make fun of Bush. It was very weird.
Remember what happened to the Dixie Chicks?
Yep.
Don't pull the Dixie Chicks.
But I mean, Jon Stewart wouldn't even make fun of him. It took him a long time to start making it. It was like he was a national treasure. But he further terraformed us into stupidity. And then, John McCain, you did some good things, and you
Now
went
he's
out on
dead.
a good note. But I will never forgive you.
I like when he basically flipped off Congress.
Yeah, he's like, no. I watched that live as it happened when he voted down the
He was like,
revoking the
No, it was like-
Obamacare.
I mean, the last
They're like, McCain, and he goes,
defiant till the end.
yeah, and it was like it was an afterthought. He's like sitting there and they're like, McCain, and he goes, no.
Seems like he would have been a fun grandfather.
Yeah,
Let me tell you about the time, boy. Oh shit!
yeah, he was a tough motherfucker.
Don't ask grandfather.
But he brought us Sarah Palin.
Tell a
Actually,
Christ-
you know who really
tell
brought
us about
us?
it. Tell us a Christmas story.
It was Steve Schmidt, his campaign manager, Steve Schmidt, who's actually now a Democrat,
Mhm.
who's sworn off the party. He was the one who brought in Sarah Palin. He said, we need a Hail Mary. The numbers just don't work out again in terms of beating Obama.
We got to hail Sarah.
Yeah, so they got to hail Sarah. Ironically, if he had taken Mitt Romney, he might have won.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda. Instead, we got Trump.
And that's,
Thanks for that.
if it hadn't been for the Quayle, Bush, Palin, progressive dumbing down, I don't think we ever would have gotten Trump. I don't think we could have gone from Obama to Trump without those predecessors.
I don't know. It's interesting to be here now. Like, it's just like after the pandemic, in the last 2 years. It's like, all right, next. Like, what the fuck's gonna happen next?
See, I think of these last 2 years as very significant. I feel like nothing was happening before then, and now I feel like shit is real.
It seemed like it took forever, but it seemed like it went fast.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we were looking back at it. But what do you think is gonna happen this year?
2022?
Oof,
Well, years are arbitrary.
I guess.
It's just a measurement of time. But as I said in the previous segment, I think a year from now, we're going to be looking at least 400,000 more COVID
Well, I
deaths.
mean, that's just your COVID death prediction. I'm talking about like, I'm wondering about if this. I'm thinking towards March, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, when I was saying, by March of 2022, things might be back to normal.
No.
But it's like, wait a minute. When the shit went down, like in late this time last year, people were like, "Oh, it's going away. Wintertime's supposed to be bad for it." But it
A year ago at this time, healthcare workers were getting vaccinated. That's what was happening a year ago at this time.
right.
The year prior, we had no idea what was coming. I had no idea. You had some idea, I guess.
Well, I just go like, "Oh, the worst." I just go to the worst case scenario. In my mind, I just think like, "What's the worst that can happen?" When it's not as bad as that.
You figured a pandemic was the worst case scenario?
No, I figured like 1 million people dead was like worst case scenario, and then I dialed it back a notch.
Mhm.
Right? And then, but then when we were like people were starting to get really sick again. When people were talking about like that it's going to go back to normal, and then the variant after variant after variant.
I think this March is going to be much like the previous March, except maybe not for us because we're boosted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I haven't thought about going to a concert or anything like that.
I haven't either.
It's weird. It's just like out of my mind.
I did go to I saw John Cleese,
Right?
and everybody there was masked and very, very gracious and well behaved.
Not him. He was spitting all over you guys.
Yeah, he was. He was spitting all over the place in his British accent. But and then I went to the Van Gogh experience, and that wasn't a huge crowd, but they required. Oh, and at John Cleese, they required proof of vaccination, and same with the Van Gogh experience. So everybody was masked, and everybody had to show their vaccination cards. So I felt relatively safe at those events, but just, like a big concert where nobody has to prove that they're vaccinated, hell no.
Texas, looks like you guys are out for the road trip. So
Yeah, Florida
tomorrow
too.
I'm going to be driving across states.
Yep. You're heading for Tehachapi.
No.
Well, that's where you're headed tomorrow. Well, that's not your final
Don't
destination.
tell people where I'm going.
I know. I just realized that was probably a bad idea. He's going to Santa Barbara.
Yeah, that's right.
And then Tahoe.
That's right.
And then on to DC.
Yes.
And then on to Florida, where...
Go.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Damn it. That was me. I don't know. Failed. Massive failure. There it is.
Epic fail.
I'm excited.
I'm envious.
Florida man.
You get to go to winter and then return from it.
It's gonna be cold as fucking shit.
Yeah,
and it's
you
gonna
get
be
to-
like way up high in the mountains.
You get to go have a white Christmas and then you don't have to stick
Well,
with it.
after 3 days of vomiting.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to be in
Try to do some
Tehachapi. You're going to
snow.
work your way
No,
up.
yeah.
You're going to work your way up. Anyway, Florida man. It would not be a
Fort
proper...
Myers, been there.
Me neither. Me
It's
never.
classy.
Never been to Florida.
Classy Fort Myers.
Florida man advertises weapons class by pulling down pants and exposing himself to traffic because He got some bad marketing advice, maybe.
I had no idea where you were going with this. I just saw Fort Myers and Florida Man, and then I didn't read any further.
Well, what do you think of that?
So I mean, that seems pretty tame. Did he smear shit all?
No, he was actually
It was
relatively.
like smear his .com name and
This was kind of a snoozer Florida man.
This was.
A Florida man decided to try some outside the box, or should I say outside of the pants,
damn it.
marketing tactics last there. Oh,
Yep,
I pull my penis out.
there it is.
that's what the Florida man
He
did.
marketed. Yeah. But his
According to,
marketing tactic failed because
He allegedly has a penis.
yeah, therein lies the problem.
well, you can't say he's guilty.
Maybe that's why he got the marketing
What if
advice.
he had it tucked?
That's true. According to deputies, the Florida man who was advertising for a concealed weapons class pulled his pants down and exposed himself to drivers on the intersection of College Parkway and Cleveland Avenue. We'll meet you there tomorrow because that's where he's headed.
So this
And
guy's
he's gonna advertise his concealed class.
He's a sign flipper. That's right.
23-year-old Jose Planton exposed himself to everyone driving by.
Hey, you
and
want to get attention for the business? He's the
And
best. He's the
was-
best sign flipper ever.
nearly hit by one of the passing cars. You know, Mr. Dansky told a story. He taught a speech class, and he said, you know, it's really important to get the audience's attention early on in the speech. And he said that he had a student once, a female student, who got up to give a serious speech. And before she started her speech, she literally pulled her top up and showed all. And he did not back down from that being a good idea. Anyway, that was a bit of a
Way to go, Mr. Dansky.
that man is amazing.
He was like, oh, nice.
He's like, got my attention. Hey,
Better than
whatever
raising your
works.
hand, I guess.
yeah. After being arrested, deputies asked the Florida man his reasoning behind his marketing strategy, to which he replied he had something in his head. What do you think he had in his head?
A really great idea for a marketing plan.
Yeah,
Got
definitely
a
got
lot
some
of attention for whoever he was sign flipping for.
The problem is,
It's probably a pawn shop.
but he was advertising for a concealed weapons class that he was
Right, right.
presumably going to teach.
Probably ran by a pawn shop. He was the sign flipper for the
So
gold
he
and silver bond.
he wanted to advertise for teaching about concealed
No,
weapons
no.
while
He was just
revealing
He was
his.
just a sign flipper for a business. It wasn't his business.
Oh,
He was just a sign flipper.
I just assumed it was
Which
his
is awesome.
class.
Hey, get what you pay for in Fort Myers, Florida.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
That's not the lesson.
He got some bad marketing advice. And yeah, speaking of lesson, we have a lesson for the year.
Yeah.
This is your lesson for 2021. And yes, it always comes at the end. And we are,
This is the last show from in here, anyway. Or
yeah,
at least together.
yeah.
But yeah, check it out. We'll let you guys know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Smash that fucking like and share, subscribe.
Would you like to deliver the lesson?
Look, when it comes to like vaccinations and this fucking COVID shit, saying I told you so when it comes to the vaccine has a lot less impact when you're dead. The person is dead. Like,
We've tried every other argument to get anti-vaxxers to change their minds, and that's our last one. So
yeah, it's
That's
no fun
it.
saying I told you so to a bunch of fucking dead people.
you can write it on the epitaph, but they'll never see it,
Exactly. As opposed to my epitaph.
which will be.
Same thing is going to be for this whole next year. My epitaph already for 2022, or my epitaph for 2021 is the same as my words going forward into 2022. Good luck, fuckers. I'm still alive. What do you want to say?
I'm glad to still be here. It's Been an interesting year. And my eyes are resting on Florida man advertises weapons class by pulling down pants and exposing himself to traffic. That's my fun. That's my 2021 epitaph.
On that note, all new shit.
Gotta
Stuff
think of what
coming
it's gonna
soon.
be.
Can't do everything myself.
And if you don't know,
Don't have time to mess. I am VJ Tech.
I am your Ms. Parker.
This
It's nothing yet live.